You wake up once again and, as you stretch your arms, notice that your fingers look slightly thicker than usual. Your hands carry that familiar morning puffiness that has been appearing more and more often. When you look in the mirror, your face also seems a bit fuller, especially around the eyes, and your ankles keep a faint mark when you press the skin with a finger. This scene may feel routine, but it hides a surprising truth that few doctors discuss openly. Up to 78% of the swelling experienced by people over 60 isn't an inevitable result of age, it's the consequence of small, daily mistakes that pile up over decades, creating a state of silent inflammation throughout the body. A study conducted by a renowned geriatric medicine clinic in Texas revolutionized our understanding of healthy aging when it found a key difference between natural fluid retention and pathological swelling. Research with more than 15,000 participants revealed that people of the same chronological age can have body-wide inflammation levels that vary by as much as 300%. Microscopic day-to-day habits that directly affect your lymphatic and circulatory systems. You've probably heard about salt and water retention, but the reality is subtler and more specific. Tiny morning rituals such as the position you sleep in, how you move when you first get up, even the order in which you take in liquids determine whether your body's natural drainage system flows like a river or backs up like a clogged dam. Consider this very moment. While you read these words, your posture is directly influencing lymph flow. If your legs are crossed, you're creating pressure points that reduce natural drainage by up to 40%. If your head has been tilted downward for more than 10 minutes, the small vessels beneath your eyes start to pool fluid, producing that puffy-eyed look you see in the morning. The good news is that your lymphatic system has an extraordinary ability to rebalance itself, even after decades of compromised function. Research from a large preventive medicine clinic in California shows that adults aged 65 to 85 who made specific corrections to their daily routine experienced measurable reductions in body swelling and better circulation in just 14 days. The secret isn't taking diuretic pills forever. It's precise, sustainable tweaks that reactivate your mature body's natural drainage network. Each small correction works like a valve opening, creating a chain reaction of relief that spreads throughout your system. In the next few minutes, you'll discover exactly which invisible errors may be causing unnecessary fluid retention and, more important, how to fix them simply and permanently. It isn't about adding expensive supplements. It's about refining movements and positions you already use, turning automatic gestures into powerful tools of natural detoxification. Get ready to see your daily routine with completely new eyes. What you thought was unavoidable swelling may actually be the biggest barrier between you and the lightness you haven't felt in years. Now that you understand swelling is not an avoidable sentence of age, let's examine exactly where it all begins. The first mistake occurs at the very moment you wake up, and it is so automatic that you have probably never questioned your morning routine. You get out of bed and immediately your feet touch the floor. This seemingly innocent gesture can be the first in a series of errors your body accumulates from the instant you awaken. Most people over 60 make the same mistake. They move far too quickly when shifting from a horizontal to a vertical position, creating a shock to the circulatory system that results in fluid retention throughout the day. Can you imagine that? When you remain lying down for 6 to 8 hours during sleep, your body naturally redistributes fluids. About 500 milliliters collect in the chest and head region. That's why your face may look slightly puffier on waking. Rising abruptly forces that extra liquid to find new paths, overloading venous valves already weakened by age. A study carried out at a cardiology clinic in Arizona followed 240 people aged 62 to 78 and found something remarkable. Those who adopted a gradual transition on waking showed 35% less swelling in their lower limbs at the end of the day compared with those who kept the habit of getting up quickly. The technique is surprisingly simple, yet it must be executed precisely. Before placing your feet on the floor, remain seated on the edge of the bed for exactly 45 seconds. During this time, make circular movements with your ankles, 10 rotations clockwise, 10 counterclockwise. This movement activates the calf muscle pump, preparing your veins for the extra work ahead. Interesting, isn't it? Next, while still seated, press the soles of your feet firmly against the floor and contract the calf muscles for 5 seconds, relaxing for 3 seconds. Repeat this movement 5 times. You are literally waking up your venous return system like a driver warming the engine before accelerating. Only after this preparation should you stand. But you are not finished yet. Remain still for another 15 seconds, allowing your blood pressure to adjust gradually. During this time, breathe deeply through your nose, filling your lungs completely. This deep breath creates negative pressure in the chest, helping draw excess fluid back to the heart. What you are feeling right now is not merely a sense of greater physical stability. It is the activation of a natural drainage system that many people unknowingly switched off years ago. By respecting the time your body needs for this transition, you help prevent not only immediate swelling but also the formation of varicose veins and the progression of circulatory problems. Many people report that after just 1 week of using this technique, they notice a significant difference in the heavy leg sensation at day's end. Their shoes no longer feel tight, and the mark their sock elastic left on the ankle becomes visibly smaller. It is well worth trying. This is only the first of 12 adjustments that will transform your daily experience. Each correction builds on the previous one, creating a cumulative effect your body will soon recognize and appreciate. Even so, you can start gradually and still feel the positive effects. Now, let's talk about a very important meal. The smell of fresh coffee fills your kitchen as you prepare the day's first ritual. But before you take that first sip, you may already be making a mistake that will amplify every symptom of swelling you feel over the next 12 hours. The issue isn't what you drink, but when and how you drink it. Your body spent the entire night in a natural process of detoxification and lymphatic drainage. While you slept, your lymphatic system worked hard to remove toxins and excess fluid. On waking, you have a window of roughly 30 minutes to either support or completely sabotage this process. During sleep, something fascinating happens. The space between your cells expands, letting an internal night shift cleaning crew flush out toxins and trapped fluids from the day. It's as if your body runs a graveyard shift cleanup that drains and scrubs everything that built up. When you wake, you once again have that 30-minute window to help or hinder this natural cleansing. The most common error: taking in caffeine immediately after getting up, especially on an empty stomach. Researchers at a medical school in Michigan found that caffeine consumed within the first 15 minutes after waking boosts cortisol production by 23%, creating a hormonal environment that favors fluid retention and body-wide inflammation. When you drink coffee on an empty stomach right after waking, you force your adrenal glands to release stress hormones at a moment when your body should be easing back into alertness. This artificial cortisol spike directly impairs your kidney's ability to process and eliminate excess sodium, producing that puffiness you notice in your fingers and around your eyes. The solution is counterintuitive but scientifically proven. Before any caffeinated drink, consume exactly 250 milliliters, about 8 ounces of plain room temperature water. Not cold, not hot. Water that matches your core temperature acts as a gentle starter for both your digestive and lymphatic systems. Add a microscopic pinch of unrefined sea salt, literally what fits on the tip of a teaspoon. Those trace minerals help balance the osmotic pressure inside your cells, preventing excessive fluid retention. Sip the water slowly over a few minutes. Only after this hydration ritual should you enjoy your caffeinated beverage. And there's one more crucial rule: never gulp coffee or tea while standing in the kitchen, rushing to start the day. Sit down, take 3 deep breaths, and drink slowly. Why? When you consume liquids in a hurry or under stress, your sympathetic nervous system stays switched on, reducing digestive efficiency. Drinking quickly while standing also traps tiny air bubbles in your stomach that can disturb digestion and cause abdominal discomfort. Many people find that by following this simple sequence, the morning puffy face disappears within days. Their rings no longer feel tight first thing, and they experience a lightness they haven't felt in years. What you're doing isn't just improving hydration, you're reprogramming your body's hormonal response on waking, creating ideal conditions for your natural drainage systems to operate at full capacity. Yet, even with this perfect morning routine, a single daytime mistake can still undo your progress. And that's what we'll tackle next. Here is something that has probably never crossed your mind. The very first piece of clothing you put on each morning can be responsible for up to 40% of the swelling you experience throughout the day. Sounds impossible. Get ready for a discovery that could completely change the way you get dressed. Have you ever noticed that? At the end of the day, the elastic mark from your underwear or socks stays impressed on your skin for several minutes. That mark is not merely superficial, it is visual proof that there has been enough compression to interfere with local circulation for hours. The solution is not simply buying larger sizes. It is strategically choosing garments that work with your mature anatomy. Underwear should have wide, soft waistbands at least 3/4 of an inch, about 2 centimeters wide. Socks should have a top band at least 1¼ inches, about 3 centimeters wide, preferably seamless. Here is the definitive test. At any moment of the day, you should be able to slide 2 fingers easily under the elastic of any garment. If you cannot, you are wearing a disguised tourniquet. There is something even more interesting. The color of your underwear also matters. Dark fabrics absorb more heat, increasing local blood vessel dilation and contributing to fluid retention. Choose light colors, especially white or beige, which reflect heat instead of absorbing it. What you will discover by making these simple changes goes far beyond reducing swelling. Many people report an overall sensation of breathing better, less fatigue at the end of the day, and a mobility they have not felt in years. The remaining question is, what other seemingly innocent habits may be silently sabotaging your well-being? You probably take about 20,000 breaths every day. Yet there's a very good chance you're doing it all wrong, especially if you're over 60. A specific breathing pattern, practiced just 3 times a day on average, can dramatically cut down body-wide swelling. Want to find out whether you're making the same mistake 89% of older adults make without even knowing? Try this test right now. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your abdomen. Breathe normally. Which hand moves more? If it's the one on your chest, you've just uncovered one of the biggest saboteurs of your lymph circulation. Shallow, chest-centered breathing is a habit we gradually develop over the years, often because of chronic stress, poor posture, or simple lack of body awareness. Researchers at a medical university in Colorado discovered that shallow breathing can slash the efficiency of the thoracic lymph pump by up to 60%. What is this thoracic lymph pump? Think of it as an internal vacuum. When you breathe deeply, fully expanding the diaphragm, you create negative pressure in the chest that literally draws excess fluid out of your tissues and back into the bloodstream. An automatic drainage system you can switch on at will. But timing is everything. There are 3 precise moments each day when taking exactly 3 deep, controlled breaths has an outsized impact on your lymphatic system. 1. 15 minutes after waking. Your lymph system is still in nighttime cleanup mode, so 3 targeted breaths extend and amplify that cycle. 2. 30 minutes before lunch. Your body is gearing up digestion. Correct breathing here prevents post-meal. 3. 2 hours before bedtime. This primes your lymph network for overnight work, so you wake with a less swollen face. The drill must be done with military precision. Sit with both feet flat on the floor, spine upright yet relaxed. ***, inhale through the nose for a count of 4, deliberately pushing the abdomen outward, ***, as if inflating a belly balloon. Hold for 2 seconds. Exhale through the mouth for a count of 6, gently drawing the abdomen inward. During each exhale, visualize the air squeezing trapped fluids from your body like wringing a sponge. Focused attention boosts the technique's physiological effect by up to 30%. Repeat exactly 3 times, no more, no less. 1 breath activates the system to build momentum. 3 set a pattern your body maintains 4 hours. Many people notice benefits the first day. Lighter limbs, visibly less morning and the sense that air moves better through the body. Sounds almost too easy, doesn't it? Give it a try and see for yourself. Your body already has automatic healing and drainage systems, it just needs the right trigger. And the next revelation may be even more surprising. You spend roughly 6 to 8 hours a day sitting on even more, but that chair you call comfortable may be setting off a chain reaction of circulatory problems that shows up as stubborn swelling. There is one sitting posture, completely opposite to everything you were taught about proper sitting, that can turn every minute in a chair into a built-in lymph drainage session. Take a look at yourself right now. Are your back and shoulders resting fully against the back? Are your feet crossed or propped on something? If you answered yes to either question, you are unknowingly creating stagnation points that block healthy lymph flow. A landmark study from a rehabilitation clinic in Oregon followed 45 adults over 6 months and overturned decades of classic ergonomic advice. Those who adopted what the researchers called a modified active posture showed 45% less swelling in their arms and legs than the group that kept conventional correct sitting positions. The secret? Your body becomes a gentle, continuous lymph pump even while you sit. Here is the exact technique. 1. Perch on the front 2/3 of the seat, leaving about 3 inches, 8 centimeters between your lower back and the chair back. 2. Keep both feet flat on the floor. But this is crucial. Shift your weight naturally from one foot to the other whenever you remember. There is no stopwatch involved. Just press a little harder through the right foot for a while, then through the left. This light alternation keeps the leg muscles quietly active, pushing fluid back toward the heart. At the same time, sitting ever so slightly forward keeps the abdominal muscles engaged, like a gentle internal massage that encourages deep lymph drainage. There is one more factor almost nobody mentions: the temperature and softness of the surface you sit on. Very soft or heated cushions dilate the local blood vessels and draw fluid into the pelvis and legs. The fix is simple. Choose a medium firm cushion kept at room temperature. Can't get up for a while? Use invisible isometric contractions. While seated, tighten your abdominal muscles for 5 seconds, then relax for 3, and repeat a few times. No one will notice, but inside you're giving the deep lymph vessels a powerful squeeze. For long reading or screen sessions, add a small tweak, every few pages or every couple of minutes on a device roll. Your shoulders in 3 slow circles forward and 3 back. This prevents fluid from pooling in the upper chest and neck. The results of these tiny adjustments are striking. Many people report that by evening their body no longer feels heavy, their shoes don't pinch, and the tight line their socks used to leave around the ankles almost disappears. They describe an overall sense that their entire body is breathing better, lighter, and more energetic. What you are learning is that even time spent sitting can be turned into active therapy. Small, conscious tweaks in posture and pressure can have a profound effect on how your body processes and eliminates fluid, preparing you for the next secret habit that may be hiding in plain sight. You probably consider a hot shower one of the greatest pleasures of your day, especially those long, relaxing sessions that seem to melt away every bit of tension. Yet there is a precise water temperature that, once crossed, turns this ritual into a trap that can multiply whole body swelling for up to 48 hours. Ready to learn why that instant feeling of comfort may be secretly sabotaging your circulation? If you usually shower hot, try this simple experiment next time. Before stepping under the spray, look closely at your feet and ankles. After a really hot shower, the kind that leave your skin pink, check the same areas again. You will almost certainly see they appear slightly puffier, and that is no coincidence. Researchers at a vascular medicine clinic in Nevada discovered something startling while studying how the human body reacts to different water temperatures. Exposure to water above 38 Cicane leads to 52% more fluid retention in the next 24 hours. Compared with water between 34 degrees Celsius and 35, C93 minus 95. Here's what happens counterintuitively yet decisively. Very hot water dilates every blood vessel in your body at once. Imagine all the roads of your circulatory system suddenly widening. Your heart must work harder to keep up, while venous return becomes less efficient. The net result: fluid leaks out of vessels into tissues and stays there. Can you picture that? But there's a simple secret that can turn your shower into a natural drainage tool. Adjust the water to pleasantly warm, comfortable, enough that your hands can stay under it without discomfort, yet not hot enough to redden the skin. While showering, keep gentle, natural movement. Swing your arms loosely, shift weight from one foot to the other. And when washing your legs, give yourself a light upward massage from ankles toward knees. No strict routine is needed. Just let the motions flow with what you already do. When you're ready to finish, allow the water to turn slightly cooler, not cold, merely less warm. This subtle temperature drop closes the vessels that dilated, providing a beneficial boost to circulation. Throughout the shower, avoid standing motionless, keep shifting, and make slow circular arm movements. Think of your shower as a gentle aquatic movement session. One little known detail: the way you dry matters. Always towel from the feet toward the heart, ankles to thighs, hands to shoulders. Your pores are open and the skin receptive, so this direction encourages lymphatic flow the right way. For bath lovers, here's a special tweak. Add 2 cups of unrefined coarse salt to warm bath water. The salt creates osmotic pressure that draws excess fluid from the skin while its minerals enter through the pores, helping balance cellular water retention. Many people are amazed that, after adopting these simple modifications, they step out feeling lighter, with noticeably less puffiness, especially in face and hands, and skin that feels less tight and more comfortable. What you're learning is that even the most relaxing moments of the day can be optimized to work for your circulatory health. And the next mistake you'll uncover may be happening right under your nose. After your late shower, when you finish drying off and feel renewed, you probably move on to one of the evening's most pleasurable moments: dinner. Yet there is a precise time after which every mouthful becomes a silent catalyst for the swelling you will notice during the night and again the next morning. The real problem is not necessarily what you eat, but when you eat. Tomorrow, look at yourself first thing and compare a night when you dined early with one when you ate late. The difference may be obvious. A puffier face, slightly thick hands, that sense your body is holding something. This is not coincidence or the direct result of the food itself. It stems from a process that unfolds while you sleep. Sleep medicine specialists at a Texas university found that when you eat within the 3 hours before bedtime, your body enters an internal tug-of-war between 2 essential processes: digestion, which now needs blood flow and energy to process the meal, and the lymphatic night shift cleaning that should be working full-time while you rest. That competition for resources diverts circulation away from drainage. The result? You wake up with even more swelling, especially in the face and hands. Happily, there is an unexpectedly simple fix that goes beyond just have dinner earlier. If you naturally feel hungry later at night, a specific strategy lets you satisfy that hunger without sabotaging nocturnal drainage. Main rule: finished eating at least 3 hours before going to bed. If that is impossible, follow the late meal protocol below to minimize fluid retention. 1. Choose easy-to-digest foods. Light proteins, such as grilled fish or chicken, steamed vegetables, and simple carbohydrates like a slice of whole grain bread demand far less digestive energy than red meat, fried dishes, or very spicy recipes. 2. Sip. Don't gulp liquids. Take only small sips of water during the meal. Large volumes dilute digestive juices and force the stomach to work harder. Do your main hydrating at least an hour before or after eating. 3. Stay upright for 15 minutes afterward. Stand or walk gently. Do not lie down or sit immediately. The vertical position lets gravity aid early digestion and eases pressure on the abdominal lymph system. 4. 5-minute ritual when a late dinner is unavoidable. Just before bed, stand beside the bed and make slow, conductor-like arm movements for 5 minutes. These motions mobilize any fluid made sluggish by late digestion. 5. Bedtime craving alternative. A warm chamomile or lemon balm tea with a microscopic pinch of unrefined sea salt. Late hunger while the minerals help balance body fluids. Many people report that, after adopting these tweaks, they wake with a visibly less swollen face, slip rings on more easily, and feel that their body rested better. It is as if you finally allowed your system to perform its nightly cleaning without interference. What you're discovering is that when you act can matter as much as what you do, and that leads us to the next mistake, one that strikes at your most vulnerable moment of the entire day. You probably have a favorite position for sleeping, the one that feels most comfortable and relaxing. Maybe you lie on your side hugging a pillow, or flat on your back with your arms at your sides. Yet there's a strong chance that this very position is silently undoing all the drainage work your body tries to perform overnight. Ready to find out whether you sleep in a way that multiplies swelling or fights it? Try a simple experiment. Tomorrow morning, before you get up, notice the position your body naturally adopted during the night. Then compare how puffy your face and hands feel with other mornings. You may be about to discover a revealing pattern. Sleep medicine researchers at a clinic in North Carolina found that certain sleeping positions can cut nightly lymphatic cleanup efficiency by as much as 40%, leading to greater fluid retention on waking. The worst offender: sleeping fully face down with your head turned to one side. This creates a gravitational trap. Fluid collects in the face and neck while key lymph vessels are compressed. If you often wake up with a noticeably swollen face and pillow marks on your skin, this could be why. The second worst position is side sleeping with no support between the legs. Lying with one leg directly on top of the other creates pressure points that block venous return, forcing fluid to pool in your ankles and feet. The good news: there's an optimized setup that turns your night's sleep into an 8-hour drainage session. It isn't simply sleep on your back. It's a specific configuration that works with gravity and your anatomy. Raise the head of your bed 6-8 inches 15 menos 20 centímetros. Use blocks under the bed legs or extra firm pillows. This gentle incline lets gravity assist venous return from the legs and reduces facial fluid buildup. Sleep on your back or slightly on your side, switching during the night. When on your side, always place a small, firm pillow between your knees to keep the spine aligned and prevent blood vessel compression. Main pillow height matters. It must be high enough to keep your neck aligned, but not so high that it forces your chin toward your chest. A quick check: when lying on your side, an imaginary line from ear to shoulder should be straight. Can't sleep on your back? Use a thin body pillow between the arms and against the chest when side sleeping. This stops you from sinking too deeply and keeps drainage pathways open. Try a small pillow under your ankles. Elevating the legs just a few centimeters markedly improves overnight drainage, especially helpful if you spend long hours standing during the day. Mind mattress firmness. Very soft mattresses create holes where body parts sink, forming pressure points that block circulation. A medium firm-to-firm mattress distributes weight more evenly. Less is more with pillows. Too many create artificial angles that force your body to compensate, hampering natural drainage. Many people are amazed that, after just a few nights in the optimized position, they wake with a visibly less swollen face, reduced morning stiffness, and the feeling they slept better even with the same number of hours. What you're learning is that even sleep, the most passive time of day, can be turned into an active health tool. And now, we arrive at one of the most subtle yet impactful mistakes of all. After a well-rested night in the optimized sleeping position, you wake up refreshed and follow your now polished morning routine. Yet there is a very specific stretch of the day when the total absence of a certain kind of movement creates a dead zone in your circulation, and you probably have no idea it is happening. We are talking about the long, uninterrupted periods of absolute stillness that quietly accumulate throughout the day. Have you ever stopped to count how many hours you spend completely motionless? Not just sitting, but truly immobile, watching television, reading, or working at the computer without moving anything but your eyes and, occasionally, your hands. For most people over 60, that number can reach 4 or 5 hours of near total immobility every day. A group of geriatric physiotherapists in Arizona made an alarming discovery. Bouts of immobility longer than 30 minutes create stagnation ponds in the lymphatic system, places where fluid simply stops circulating. These ponds form mainly in the calves, ankles, and lower back, the very spots where many people feel the most discomfort and swelling. The fascinating part is that you do not need to stand up and perform vigorous exercise to break this stagnation. There is something called invisible movement micromoves, so subtle that you can do them while continuing your normal activity. Whether you are watching TV or reading a book, the most powerful invisible move is the futon calf contraction you already learned. But there is an even subtler, highly effective version. Silent toe flexing, while seated or even lying down, simply curled and stretch your toes inside your shoes or socks. Do it naturally, without counting repetitions or watching the clock whenever it crosses your mind. For hands and arms, there is the phantom move. While reading or watching TV, periodically squeeze and release your fists, or make small wrist circles. These motions are so discreet, no one around you will notice, yet they are strong enough to keep fluids moving. Add conscious breathing and motion. While sitting, now and then inhale deeply, and as you exhale, gently tighten the abdominal muscles. This internal movement massages the abdominal organs and stimulates deep lymphatic drainage without any external motion. A little-known secret is the barely perceptible sway when seated for long stretches. Shift your body weight very slowly from one side to the other, as if performing an almost invisible rocking motion. This redistributes pressure and prevents stagnation points. If you read a lot, try this special technique. Every 2 pages, lift your shoulders slightly up and down in extremely subtle shrug. It prevents neck stiffness and keeps upper body lymph flow active. During TV shows or movies, use commercial breaks or natural pauses for the lazy stretch. Raise both arms overhead as if waking from a nap and stretching. This natural reach mobilizes the entire spine and activates multiple muscle groups at once. The most effective trick for chronic forgetters is to create movement. Anchor style micromoves to activities you already perform automatically. For example, every time you turn a page, wiggle your toes. Every time you pick up a glass of water, roll your shoulders in little circles. Every time you glance at the clock, squeeze and release your fists. There is also the transition move. Whenever you switch from one activity to another, from reading to watching TV, from TV to the bathroom, pause for 10 seconds and consciously move some part of your body. It can be as simple as stretching your arms or gently swinging your legs. Many people find that, after incorporating these invisible movements, the stiffness they used to feel when getting up after long sitting spells almost disappears. They experience less swelling by day's end and a general sense that their body is looser and more responsive. What you are discovering is that movement does not need to be formal or intense to be transformative. Small, mindful gestures sprinkled throughout the day can keep your circulatory system working at its best, and they set the stage for the final two secrets that will lock in your whole transformation. You have already woven a series of subtle yet powerful changes into your routine. Now it is time to confront one of the most deep-rooted hydration beliefs, especially among people of your generation. There is an almost universal conviction that ice-cold water is more refreshing, even healthier. But for mature bodies, this apparently innocent habit may be systematically undermining every effort you make to ease swelling. Ready to discover why the temperature of the water you drink can matter just as much as the amount? Think back to the last time you downed an ice-cold glass on a hot day. The relief felt immediate, exactly what you thought your body craved. Yet notice what happens during the next 30 minutes. A faint heaviness in the stomach, maybe a discrete digestive discomfort you blame on something else. Traditional Chinese medicine specialists and, more recently, gastroenterologists at a university in Georgia showed more than 3 decades ago that very cold liquids, below 50, F&DSC can cut digestive efficiency by up to 25% and provoke involuntary contractions of blood vessels that hamper lymphatic drainage. Here is the hidden cost. Before the water can be used, your body must raise it to core temperature. For adults over 60, whose metabolism is naturally slower, that thermal overload diverts precious resources away from nightly cleansing and daytime drainage. How to drink for effortless drainage *, choose the right temperature. Room temperature water is ideal. Pleasantly warm first thing in the morning jumpstarts digestion. Ambient water with meals avoids slowing digestion, and slightly warm herbal tea at night readies the body for rest. Sip, don't gulp. Practice mindful sipping. Tiny mouthfuls held briefly in the mouth allow the mucous membranes to absorb water directly, hydrating more efficiently. On very hot days, keep refreshment external run cool, not icy. Water over wrists and the nape of the neck while still drinking water at ambient temperature. Observe the difference. After a few weeks, many people feel better hydrated on the same total intake, experience less bloated belly after drinking, and notice a general sense that water is working better throughout the body. What you are learning is that even seemingly trivial choices like beverage temperature can have a profound impact on your body's efficiency. And now we arrive at the final secret, the element that ties everything you have learned into a single, sustainable system. Do you see now how functional your body still is, how small? Gentle tweaks can utterly transform the quality of your day without extremes or sacrifice. After applying these 11 fundamental adjustments, you will soon notice changes. A face that is less puffy at dawn, lighter legs by dusk, an overall feeling that your body is finally cooperating. That is living proof that chronological age does not dictate how you must feel. The final secret is not another technique to add. It is subtler and more powerful: how to keep all these changes running harmoniously without becoming another source of stress. Many people adopt healthy habits with great initial enthusiasm and, after a few weeks, gradually drift back to old patterns through lack of willpower. But because they try to do everything perfectly from day one and create an inner pressure that makes the changes unsustainable. The Spiral Implementation Method 1. Start with 3 foundations: the gradual wake-up transition, the morning hydration ritual, and the 3 breath sessions. Practice them for 2 weeks until they feel automatic. 2. Add 2 or 3 more, for example, smarter clothing choices and the modified active sitting posture. 3. Advance in waves, always waiting until the current set feels effortless before layering on the next. The 80% rule: you do not need flawless execution every single day. Follow the guidelines about 80% of the time and you will still reap extraordinary benefits. This buffer removes the pressure of perfection and makes the transformation emotionally sustainable. Your minimum version on hectic days or while traveling, keep a light routine, perhaps only the gradual wake up, a few invisible movements during the day, and water at the proper temperature. Even this stripped-down version keeps your systems running better than before. By spiraling forward in manageable steps and accepting that consistency beats perfection, you solidify a new way of living rather than a short-lived program. Your body will reward you with lasting lightness, steadier energy, and the quiet confidence that you are in charge of how you feel every single day. Leave your like and follow the Better After 60 channel.